मैं ये भी कौम से अपील करूंगा कि हम चाय की एक एक प्याली दो प्यालियां कम कर दें, क्योंकि जो चाय हम इंपोर्ट करते हैं वो भी हम उधार लेकर इंपोर्ट करते हैं।
Is Pakistan bankrupt? Pakistan's paper association has warned that books will not be available to the students in the new academic year starting in August 2022. What? Why? Well, welcome to another episode of Bankruptcy. Today's tragic protagonist is Pakistan. Pakistan too? Yep. Pakistan is on the verge of bankruptcy. How? Why? What's the situation now? Well. We will answer all this in this video. In this video, we will ponder on the question, is Pakistan bankrupt? Pakistan is lurking from one crisis to the next. There was the long drawn out political crisis with Imran Khan refusing to leave the Prime Minister's chair until he finally had no choice and Shehbaz Sharif was sworn in as PM. But the country is now staring at a huge economic crisis. Pakistan faces 6.4 billion in debt due over the next 3 years as Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's new government is trying to meet bailout terms sent by the International Monetary Fund. According to news report published in the Pakistani news portal, The News, Pakistan's default risk surges as foreign exchange reserves are rapidly depleting, and due to the floating rate of interest, the bond yield is skyrocketing. Reports suggest that on December 5, 2017, the government of Pakistan issued an Islamic bond worth 1 billion at a yield rate of 5.625% for 5 years. The bonds are going to mature on December 5, 2022 at a whopping 27%. Further, the state of Pakistan has said that before end June 2022, Pakistan owes 4.889 billion to the market. But the story does not end here. Moreover, the liquid foreign exchange reserves of the country are down to 10.1 billion, with a budgetary deficit approaching rupees 5 trillion and a current account deficit reaching 20 billion. The country is on the verge of being declared a sovereign default. Whoa, these are some overwhelming numbers. But the question still stands. Why is all this happening? Well, I'm here to answer it for you. Number 1. Politics-induced bankruptcy. A sovereign default means a country cannot repay the borrowings on time. Pakistan's state of financial situation is suggesting that the country is in a dire condition of financial difficulties. Leave the repayments of earlier borrowings aside, it does not even have sufficient reserves to import basic amenities like food or fuel in coming times. Although the Sri Lankan financial crisis was induced by the agricultural policies and pandemic difficulties, but Pakistan has dug its own grave by dictating its policies in terms of faith, and selling its soul in the Indian hate has resulted in its bankruptcy. In their hatred towards India, they continued to export terrorism, which resulted in the instability in their own country, further ruining the country's business growth despite its strategic geographical location on the globe. Further, in an arms race with India, they developed weapons of mass destruction but could not establish the mass-feeding industries. Number 2. Blind faith in foreign aid. Blinded by foreign aid, Pakistan aided the world's 2 most powerful countries in their conquest for South Asia. The country focused on military development but completely ignored its business infrastructure. The instability during the Cold War era and continued fighting in Afghanistan further sank the development boat of Pakistan, and the country missed the bus on the third industrial revolution. After the US, they held the hand of the Chinese, but the booming market of China did not help Pakistan to grow its industrial base. The country was used by China to advance its presence in the Arabian Sea and make Pakistan a satellite state for their personal gain. Well, that's quite smart, I'd say. Although they made a strong nexus on the military against India, Pakistan remained a serf of China. Well, China did play the mastermind. The paper dragon did not let the Islamic Republic stand on its own. Now, once again, the Islamic State is on the verge of missing the bus of the fourth industrial revolution. The Islamic Republic of Pakistan throughout history, that is since 1947, remained a satellite state, and every policy of Pakistan was decided in the bedroom of America and China, which never let the country realize to stand on their own and learn the basic policy of a modern state. And now, Pakistan has reached the situation of bankruptcy, where they can't feed their own people despite being the closest friend of the world's second largest economy, China. So what does the future hold for the country? According to data from 13 countries compiled by Bloomberg, Pakistan is the worst performer in Asia, with its rupee dropping by almost 8% in the last months. The country is desperately negotiating a bailout package with the IMF and other countries to keep its economy afloat and avert a default. But getting an IMF loan comes with strict conditions, which Pakistan has found difficult to fulfill in the past. That includes reducing the budget deficit, improving bank and tax legislations, strengthening the social safety net for poor households, phasing out electricity subsidies, and reducing foreign exchange market intervention by the Federal Bank. The current economic crisis in Pakistan is primarily attributed to its extensive spending on non-developmental and economically unviable projects. The persistent fall in Pakistani rupee against the US dollar has further contributed to the ballooning external debt. On the 28th of May this year, Pakistan's finance minister admitted that the country has asked Saudi Arabia, the UAE and other countries for help. And while they were ready to give Pakistan money, all of them said that Pakistan needed to go to the IMF first. Pakistan's government took a bold and unpopular step last month, increasing local fuel prices in order to meet a key condition set by IMF for reviving its bailout program. It, however, led to an immediate political backlash from Imran Khan, who said in a series of tweets that the fuel price hike was the highest in the country's history and that Pakistan's government has not pursued a deal with Russia for 30% cheaper oil. The government was already mulling gas imports deals with several countries, including Russia. Now, as the economic crisis deepens, it has emboldened Imran Khan to take on the Sharif government. He wants elections to be called immediately. Though elections are only due in the summers of 2023, the big question is, what will all-powerful military do? There is speculation that it may pull the plug on Shehbaz Sharif as he implements the unpopular demands of the IMF on the people of Pakistan. So the next few months are going to be politically and economically turbulent for the country once again. While Pakistan is seeking help to make its end meet, you know who can help us grow? It's you. You have that power. You can support our channel and help us make more interesting videos. How? Well, it's simple. Subscribe to the Vault of Vokes channel. Comment your views, like our videos, and share them with fellow enthusiasts. And until we meet next, stay curious, stay awesome. Vault of Vokes, signing off.